Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Cheesecake here, and last season I finished number 15 on ladder. And I'm gonna show you guys some replays and how I managed to finish 15th in the world. So I was playing Royale Hog Cycle. For most of the season, I was playing Royale Hog Cycle with Earthquake, but towards the end, there wasn't like many two matchups where Earthquake was better than Fireball, so I just tossed the Fireball in there because it was better versus Goblin and everything. So we can start the first replay here versus Take. And this guy, he's a close friend of mine. He's from Japan. And he is playing Goblin Giant Sparky Lightning, and I already knew that, so I knew how to play the matchup. And forgive me for not uploading. I was in Finland for the World Finals. And I didn't really want to, like, make videos there, so I didn't. And then I got sick after. I'm still a little bit sick, but, you know, I still like to make a video off of this. And once I'm, like, not sick as much, I'll keep making videos, and I definitely want to start streaming on Twitch too. I did one stream the other day, but I'll start doing more consistently once I'm not sick. But yeah, I just went split hogs here because I know he doesn't really have a good answer for split hogs, so he's like, I have to overcommit elixir, and he can't really spark it because it'll get a little bit too much damage. But in this matchup, this is the last game I played with Earthquake, and then I realized, you know what, let me just play Fireball. Because it's better versus Little Prince, it's better versus Sparky, better versus Goblin Giant, better versus Lava, and like that was all the top 50 was. And excuse me for coughing in this video. I am sick, and talking does take a little bit of my breath away. So yeah, the Inferno Tower in this matchup is really strong because that means they are forced to lightning your building. Normally, like if you have cannon, they'd only need to like cannon it. I mean, or arrows the cannon, but in this matchup, they have to lightning your Inferno Tower if they want to get through the tower. And you can just apply pressure at the same time. It'll be really hard for them to lightning. And then you can get insane value with your Little Prince as well. So that's also really nice. Yeah, I have my Little Prince here, and I'm not sure if he's going to lightning. So I went with pigs, and he doesn't end up lightning, so I don't really need anything else on this Goblin Giant. It does get one hit, but that's fine because of the damage that I got. And I'm just going to go into Earthquake here. Once you get a good enough damage advantage, you can kind of just Earthquake cycle. That's a really good thing about this deck. Yeah, or Fireball cycle. But yeah, here I just set up another Inferno Tower. And that Sparky's coming down right now. I got the Inferno Tower, though, and the Evo Knight. So I actually decides to lightning on the Evo Knight and then prediction my Skellies, which is really good from him. That was super smart, and he ends up getting a lot of damage, but luckily that Sparky does not connect to my tower. If it did, that would have been game over right there. So yeah, I'm just going to Earthquake this, and then, you know, set up for another defense. And then, pretty much here, if I can just Earthquake one more time and then defend, I can just Earthquake cycle the rest of it down. But I go for Inferno Tower Pi, so he can't lightning my tower and the Inferno Tower. And that pretty much, like, secures that it's GG. And I know he doesn't have Sparky back in cycle yet, so I immediately go with Royal Hogs. Because even if he, like, cycles a card, those pigs will get the tower down enough damage before the Sparky comes down. So it forces out a lot of elixir, and I get a few pig hits. Now right here, I'm going to ability, and then I think I Earthquake. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe I don't, because, yeah, that would be a little bit of an overcommitment, I can't lie. What I think I do is I deliver it on the Sparky and Goblin, and then I go Royal Hogs into it. Because I know he's going to lightning. But unfortunately, the Sparky splashed on two of my Royal Hogs, but it still does, like, force him to reply to that one hog at least. And it completely kills his push. And then the tower is just down to 677 HP. And I'm just free to Earthquake cycle the rest of the damage. Especially with triple coming in, he cannot do anything here. And with that 3-card cycle, the tower just goes down super fast. And then, yeah, after this game, I just switched to Fireball. So the rest of this games in this video, I'm going to have Fireball instead of Earthquake. Let's go to the second game here. I'm not going to show this matchup versus Goblin Giant up here from Trainer Anna because it was just a super free matchup. So I'd rather show a matchup that's a little bit harder. So I'm going to show the matchup versus Wero. He's on this Filippo account. He's the best bridge spam player in the world, like, no contest. So let's just get into the match versus Wero here. He's playing Mega Knight, Lightning, bridge spam, you know, which is pretty tough for Royal Hogs. It always has been, but with the Inferno Tower, it's definitely a lot easier to win, and especially with the Fireball. You know, once again, I just had a good meta call at the end with the Fireball over the Earthquake, because the only two matchups like the Earthquake is better would be probably like Giant Graveyard, which I did end up playing once, but you know, that's alright because every other matchup was good, or Minor Poison. But what I was doing was, you know, I was kind of avoiding Minor Poison a little bit. Like if I had a friend online who's playing Minor Poison, I just didn't queue when they weren't in a game. And although like Earthquake is better, like it's still a terrible matchup. So yeah, but in this matchup, early on, you definitely want to go split picks because it forces him to not use his Mega Knight. And if he does, he has to give up a good bit of damage on the other side or overcommit. And then I can just clean everything up with the Inferno Tower and then outcycle him. So, yeah. And then the delivery, it's pretty much just used for that Little Prince. And here, I didn't really want to use my Evo Skellies, so I just ate up that damage from the minions. If I didn't have the Skellies Evo, I would definitely would have played him on the minions to kite them upwards. But here, I wanted him to waste either his Mega Knight or his spells on this. And he actually mistimes the Snowball, so that thing connects. And then he used both the spells, so I immediately just go in with Royal Hogs and Skeletons. And considering he doesn't have any spell in hand for the Evo Skellies, he has to overcommit so much and ignore the pigs for like a good bit of time. And it just like takes his tower down to 605 HP. And he's also forced to Mega Knight on those Skellies at 0 elixirs, so I can just Inferno Tower and the entire push is dead. Because if he Lightnings here, it's still not getting any damage. Like, he Lightnings, but it doesn't really matter. It's still not getting any damage. And he decides to ability too, which is, I think, a dumb play. I actually did end up eating a Mega Knight connection because I wasn't really paying attention. But it doesn't really matter too much because I can just defend the rest of the game and he cannot break through. I have Fireball, Delivery, that is like as good as a rocket, and I also have Inferno Tower too, so I just go with the Little Prince in the right lane because I don't want him to Lightning it, and then I go for my first Fireball here because I know I can cycle back for another one for defense, and I also have Delivery, so I Delivery, and then I Ice Spear everything, and then I Fireballed it again, and then everything is just dead, and then I have a second Delivery here as well. So he's just not connecting. There's 7 seconds left. His tower, all I need is a Fireball. I go ahead and drop an Ice Spear to freeze everything, and then send the last Fireball over for game. Yeah, in that matchup, I played it, I think, almost perfectly, except for the Mega Knight getting my tower. So that was a pretty good replay. And then Sandbox here, he's running Royal Recruits Goblin Giant, which is extremely hard because I don't have anything for the Royal Recruits. And then my last two games were Slava. We'll go over those two at the end. Yeah, Sandbox here, he's not aware that I'm running Fireball. So that's what I was doing for like these last few matches. I was sort of like being a little bit reserved with my Fireball and then throwing it out of nowhere, just like to catch them off guard and have it be like a really good counter for one of their pushes or a really good like offense breaker. Like he tries to go for, I think it'll come on when the next Royal Hogs. He tries to go for a Mother Wish and I just Fireball it. But right here we're just having a staring contest. I don't really know what he's playing, because Sandbox likes to switch decks a lot. So I'm just kind of chilling now, and then I cycle to my Little Prince. I just put it in the back. You can usually cycle Little Prince in this back, in this deck. Unless on tap ladder, if you know you're against Lava Hound, then you don't want to, but you can usually just do it dry. But yeah, here, I noticed his Fireball cycle, so I immediately just go with a Fireball on that Mother Witch, and those Royal Hogs are just getting an insane amount of damage. And I know he doesn't have any elixir to support this push, so I can just lightly defend it and take a little bit of damage. Just go for a late log to kill these goblins as well. And his tower, 1 minute into the game, is at 643 HP. And versus Recruits decks, like the only way to win is to get an insane amount of damage in single, and also make sure you don't lose to Evo recruits in single, because like 80% of the time you're losing to Evo recruits in single, because you just can't defend Evo recruits, especially with the Inferno Tower. With Cannon, it's possible. With Inferno Tower, it's not. So you just have to get a lot of damage in single, and then just play defense for the rest of the game. But right here, I'll go Royal Hogs because I just wanted to finish it, and I also wanted to make him overcommit by playing the Evo Skellies. So basically what it did is it bought me time for him to not play his Evo recruits, because he can't play the Evo recruits on the Evo Skellies because of how strong they are. Because they will just kill like all of the Evo Skellies, and then he can't support his push because Evo Skellies are still going on that King Tower. He still can't go Goblin Giant, and that just makes me able to set up another Inferno Tower here on defense. I can deliver on all of that, and just go with Inferno Tower. He has no reset. He's playing Fireball, and then that's pretty much just GG because he has nothing to do about that Inferno Tower. The regular recruits aren't going to do anything. There's 20 seconds left, and yeah, it's GG. Both of my towers are extremely healthy. He just can't do anything. And I think he just gave up. He's just sitting here not attacking. So yeah, the matchups, it's not very easy, but I played it like super perfect and caught him off guard with a Fireball, because what he did is he Mother Witched, and then he went recruits at the bridge, thinking that I had nothing for the Mother Witch, and then it was going to spawn a bunch of Royal Hogs, and both the lanes were going to be super clogged, and he was just going to take my tower. But no, I had the Fireball, which just completely caught him off guard. Then I ended up losing to Jorge Luis, who finished number 2 on that account. And what happened was I lost by a singular skeleton connection. There was one skeleton left on my tower, and it got a hit on the last second. It was about to die. And if it didn't, he had no spells in cycle. I could have just fireballed his tower and won the game. And the skeleton did... the HP had 99 left, and the skeleton does 101. But here I just go Royal Hogs first play and just immediately go with a fireball on it. I know I'm versus Dominic, and I know he has barbs, so I just went Royal Hogs and then hovered the fireball over the tower. And I'm... like, in this matchup, you need to get damage in single. It's another matchup where it gets super hard in double for getting damage. So, starting off with that amount of damage lead is really good. Like, I already have his tower down half HP. And here I'm just going to log that little prince so it doesn't get any damage in my tower. In this matchup, though, I make a notable misplay by going Royal Hogs. Like, when he has Evo Barbs in hand, which just isn't good because it just gets insane counter push value. And I actually almost end up losing the game because of that. But other than that, I played the match very well. But here, I just go with Little Prince in the back. Or no, I go Little Prince to snipe the Tombstone. And then I went with Skeletons and Ability because I thought he was going to Mega Minion on it. But he didn't end up doing that. And then these Royal Hogs were like a super overcommit. I really don't know why I did those Royal Hogs. It basically just gave him a chance to win right then and there. But I try and chip this lava down as much as I can. And then I have my Fireball for everything here. So, and then I also have the Ice Spirit, and I just have to deliver early. And what he should have done there is he should have just ballooned at 0. I don't know why he went with the Little Prince. That was a really stupid idea. And he ends up missing Skelly there too, but that Little Prince still connects on my tower, and so does the Guardian as well. But seeing that my tower is at 902 HP, I recognize that I can still just defend the rest of the game. I don't need to make this a 2-tower game. I can defend as long as I focus on defense, but I still need to take his tower here. So I go with Royal Hogs and then a log on the Tombstone, and it just forces him to overcommit again. And he decides to just sack his tower, which I'm not sure I agree with. Forcing me to spend more elixir on the tower is definitely the right play there. But yeah, he drops another Lava Hound. So I have my Little Prince here, and I have all my spells in hand. So I just deliver there, and then I do an Inferno Tower, and then I just have a Fireball, and then a delivery back in my hand already. So I just have to save up elixir. Those pups aren't getting enough damage, and he can't cycle back to a Fireball in time, and that's just going to be GG. So definitely a good match from me. I almost choked it, but I still managed to bring it back in the end, which is really nice. If I'd lost that, my season would have been over. I would have been tilted. So then my final match was versus Rakan, who is probably the second best lava player in the game, second to Dominic. So he's playing double minions barbs with the miner, basically classic Lavaloon miner, but instead of Stellar Drag's Inferno Dragon, he has double minions. And Rakan has always been known to play double minions. And in the meta with a lot of lightning, it definitely is a good counter pick. But yeah, I'm just cycling here. I might roll hogs and cycle. And I think I just go with them at the bridge here, if I remember. Yeah, I just go with them at the bridge. I wait for the Skellies to come up so it can provide a little bit extra of a push. And I think he just goes balloon at the bridge here. Seeing what I have. And then I just go with Inferno Tower, which cleans up the entire push. I don't need anything else on that. But he ends up playing Miner Zap, which is a very interesting play. Gives me insane delivery value, and then I just Ice Spread in the balloon to clean it up completely. I go Skellies at the bridge. Basically just applying a lot of pressure there, because that's going to get a lot of damage if he ignores it. And he decides to ignore it because he doesn't really have a good answer in hand. And airs would be kind of an overcommitment as well. And I know he's up Elixir on me, and I recognize that he's leaking Elixir and not going Lava Hound. He's waiting for me to pig, so I just go pigs at the bridge and then prediction Fireball, because I know he's waiting on the barbs. He didn't want to lose his tower there, which is why he was waiting on the lava. He just wanted to defend my pigs and then go for a lava right after that. So I recognized that, and I went with the prediction Fireball, knowing that he wasn't going to lava in the back. And he's just surprised because he didn't realize I had Fireball. Nobody plays this deck with Fireball, but I just changed it last minute, and, you know, it worked out extremely well for me. With Earthquake, like, these matchups are a lot more difficult. I have Inferno Tower, Ice Spirit, and then Ability on the Miner, and then Skeletons, and it stays alive with 1 HP, which is really good. And then I just delivery on it, and I think that balloon does end up connecting for 1-hit shot. Yeah, it does. But he couldn't really arrows to kill my Little Prince because of all that stuff in the tower. And I thought my Evo Skellies were going to chain, so I decided to Fireball the minions, and I completely missed because I thought they were going to chain, which, you know, it's also, like, me being nervous with, like, I'm nearly top 10 with about 50 minutes left in the season, you know. I'm a little bit nervous making some misplays, but that's everybody, like, so I go with Little Prince in the back and Inferno Tower. So those Evo Barbs, I can just Fireball them. Super easy to clean up. I don't really need it for this push, or if I do, I can just cycle back to my 3-card cycle. So early delivery, knowing that I can cycle back to another spell, and then I just drop a Fireball and everything, and the Inferno Tower cleans up the balloon. So, you know, another pretty easy game from my last match. Almost threw a little bit there with that Fireball, missing a lot of the minions, but, you know, I managed to end things out pretty easily. Yeah, and that was my final game to finish top 15 in the world. You know, I was up at my trophy count with about 30-40 minutes left, but I just decided to stay because it was a new best finish. My old best finish was 19th. But next season, I'm definitely going to try and go for a top 10, or at least the next season I try to push on ladder, because I'm not sure if I'm going to play this season with how, like, stupid the meta is with all the Goblin Giant and everything. But I do have, like, my Royale Hogs deck fully elite level, so that's really nice. But yeah, you see, number 15 ladder last season, you know, I'm super proud of myself. It's been a while since I tried-harded on ladder. I came back because, like, well, after watching World, I was, like, really pumped up, and I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to play the game again, so I managed to finish 15th, so I'd appreciate it if you guys dropped a like on the video. I hope you enjoyed. It'd really be nice if you subscribed as well. I'm trying to, you know, grind the YouTube, but I might not upload for a few days considering I'm still sick, and sorry for not uploading in a while because of Finland and me being sick, but hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.